Shalom to the hopeful elect that pushes word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This is Barazal coming in spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rachak Kwadash. And we're going to be talking about famine. Because, people understand. One famine of the word is going to happen, but right now, famine of bread is happening. Right? So famine, starvation, hunger, starvation, right? It's an acute insufficiency, dearth, shortage, a severe shortage of food as through crop failure resulting in violent hunger and starvation and death. And if you're paying attention during these past 2 years with all the lockdowns and everything, a lot of meat plants were getting shut down, or I guess they're getting the virus is spreading there, so they're shutting down the plants, and then crops were being burned, right? This is all through the planet, but especially in Babylon, but all through the planet. And then even milk was being drained. They're just pouring out all the milk. They're emptying everything, right? And then apparently recently, then you got Bill Gates buying up all the land, right? Buying all the land for farms. He's buying up all the farmland, right? So he buys up all the farmland for what? This guy's a computer guy. Why is he buying farmland? What does he know about farming, right? And then now, all of a sudden, he is like a forefronter in synthetic meat, saying that he make meat in the lab. So people are not connecting the dots, right? And then you got that, and then apparently now all these other plants are burning down. So more plants are burning down. All of a sudden, coincidentally, all these plants are burning down. So people can't see what's going on, right? Because if they control the food, right? If you control the food, people are going to start bugging out, right? People can kind of do without water, and it's not hard to get water. There's ways to find water and stuff like that. But food, people are going to go crazy. You can already see how crazy they are for food right now in Babylon, right? You got the obesity rate is very high, right? All these problems because they mess with the food with GMOs. But the point is that Bill Gates, that one guy I'm referring to, which is really is just the foreface for the elite. They're gonna just a famine of the food is gonna happen, right? Like severe shortages, right? Which is going to cause people to bug out. Okay? And I'm just talking about this because people are not even taking in this is happening because they're being distracted with all these other stuff happening. Right? You got the Will Smith thing happening. And then now you got the Johnny Depp thing happening. Right? And those are the only ones I know about that I'm really looking at, that I've noticed. Right? There's so many other things that's going on that's distracting the people from what's really going on. And they don't even take into account that you got the ports are still locked off, right? People are forgetting about that too, right? That never stopped. Those trailers off those boats, those ships are still there. Okay? So this is what happens when famine happens, when there's no food. 2 Kings 6:24, and it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. So an ass's head is basically a donkey's head. And that was sold for 4 pieces of silver, which is expensive. An ass is his head. Just a head. Right? Because basically what they did is they surrounded it. They surrounded the place and just waited them to starve themselves to death. Which is the smartest move, because you just got to outweight them, right? Until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab and of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So basically bird shit was being sold too. For food. They're eating shit for food. Now you read this story, and people are like, oh, that was crazy. That's never going to happen now. It's like, The wickedness is back then is worse now, right? Everything's getting worse as the time goes by. That wicked seed, that malignant root, it spreads, right? And the malignant root goes to the people, but like the wickedness on the planet of because Esau's here, right? That is spreading. You know, where now we got the air is polluted, the clothes are polluted, the plants are polluted, the fruits are polluted, the vegetables are polluted, the meat's polluted, everything's polluted. The vibrations are polluted, right? The people are polluted. So if you think this was bad, how bad do you think it's going to be now? Because obviously it's going to be so bad that Yahweh Shai himself has to come to deliver the elect. That's how bad it's going to get. So this is not even close to what, this can give you an idea of how bad it's going to be, but it's going to be worse, right? There's going to be cannibalism is going to be happening, right? So let me just keep reading. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord Yahweh do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, let me just put this on. And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Oh boy. See, so they were talking about eating their kids. These are women. We're talking about, you give me your son, we'll eat him today, and then tomorrow we'll eat your son. That was just the normal conversation they were having. Because that's how bad it got. That's gonna happen today. In our times, that's definitely gonna happen for sure. Like everything that's happening in this passage is gonna happen today. It's gonna be worse. Because this was just a city. This is me on the whole planet. Right? And it's gonna be worse than Babylon. Babylon's gonna be worse. It's gonna be the worst. Right? And so it basically they're saying, I'll read it again. And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son, and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. So she tricked her. They ate her son, and she hid her son. Oh my gosh. And and it was so that the mind state you have to be to do that. To like, okay, we're gonna eat our kids. That's the next step now because there's no food. So people don't think this is gonna happen, but it is going to happen. Right? Especially those people with the bunkers and stuff. Yeah, they have bunkers. Maybe they have bunkers full of food for like a year. But you don't know how long we're gonna be in that situation. You don't know how long. If you have it for 6 months, you might be there for 9 months. And what happens in those 3 months? Right? You're acting as if you know how long, like you know the Most High's time. You know how long you're gonna be in that state, or you know how long. Like you don't know any of that stuff. All that bunker stuff, like it's useless. So those people that with the bunkers, I think they're good. They're not good. It's just an underground tomb for themselves. Right? So Job 5:20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from power of the sword. Right? So the Most High is going to take care of us in these famines. Right? When the famine happens, we're going to be good. Because he says his servants shall eat. Right? And when the sword comes, he's going to protect us also. Because he said he put up a standard when the flood comes. Right? So we're going to be good. Servants of the Lord, men of the Lord are going to be good. Right? The hopeful elect. Right? That number, how Ratas on part of that number, they're going to be good. Everyone else, they're going to catch it. They're going to get it. It's going to be bad. We'll go to Psalms 33. Excuse me. And 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord Yahweh is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. Right? So only the ones that fear Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai, he's going to have mercy on them and protect them when the famine comes. Okay? Because they're the ones being loyal to him. Okay? Let me get one more. This doesn't need to be long. The point has been made. Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through the want of fruits of the field. Yeah, that's worse because, like, you get killed with the sword, you die quickly. It's a quick death, right? But being slain with hunger, that's a slow, torturous, agonizing, painful death, right? Right? Plague of the mind is probably going to happen too while you're going through that slain of hunger, right? So that's worse. And these people are going to get it. But the men of the Lord, the ones that fear him, are not going to experience this, right? That's why you have to trust in the Lord. You got to do what you're supposed to be doing, no matter what. You have to, right? Because your life depends on it. Literally. But the point has been made. I just wanted to make a video on that because, people are forgetting about these famines and things like that. So you don't want to get caught off guard when, the food shortage really happens. You don't want to get caught off guard. You want to be circumspect, right? But if the men of the Lord are always going to be circumspect. The elect are always going to be circumspect. So they don't have nothing to worry about. So I hope this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. And shalom until next time.